Sundays cooking is a nice way to spend together with your family, with your wife. Quality time. Cooking some soups. So this is how you deal with way too many zucchinis. Okay, so we thought we'd do a video on the soup, but we already kind of prepared it, so it would have been better if I showed what we put in. So we put in I think eight zucchinis, roughly this size. So this was like all over the table, like the whole table was covered in zucchinis. So we're trying to get rid of them. So we did 8 fairly large zucchinis, about this size. And then 4 full cloves of garlic. And whenever you do the garlic, you should always leave about 1/4 of the garlic raw and not cooked. And then you can put that at the end after you take it off the heat, because the heat itself will destroy some of the good stuff, the good chemicals and nutrients that are in the garlic. So it's good to put some in raw afterwards.
So throw them in.
Is it off the heat now?
Yeah.
We're done and we're going to blend it. That's it? Okay, so now we'll put those in. And then we have some greens from Egyptian walking onions. We have the actual Egyptian walking onions. We have some Spanish yellow onions. What else do we have? Potatoes. 5
and chicken
potatoes. 5 medium-sized potatoes. 3 boxes of chicken broth.
No, 3. Yeah,
3. And then I did a bunch of herbs. So there's some sage in there because it's really medicinal, just like 3 leaves. Some of the lovage that I showed on my last video.
Basil.
What else do we have? Basil in there. Yeah, just go around and grab some fresh herbs. And then we get this immersion blender. So we love this immersion blender. I'm not getting paid by these guys or anything, but I highly suggest picking something like this up. All Clad Metal Crafters Limited. Is there a product number or something? That's not gonna work, is it? I don't know. So, love that immersion blender. And then, yeah, go ahead, you can use it. Once it's fairly liquid, you get a cycle going. Okay, so we're going to show you a super complicated spaghetti squash recipe. So I saw it into the stem. I don't know if that's the right way, but it kind of sturdies it. And then you just have to get it going a bit, and then you can push it down both sides. Okay, spaghetti squash. And then you hollow out the insides. And then you put some water and bake it. Done. Alright, so then you stick it in the oven, 375 for between 30 and 45 minutes, depending on the size of the squash. So you just keep checking on it. You just want it nice and soft so you can fork it out really easy at the end. And make sure you put water in the pan, just a tiny little bit. It doesn't have to be a lot, maybe 2-3 millimeters of water. I didn't think I was recording. She doesn't want to be on video.
It's very good.
So then you just salt to taste. But everything in there is natural, so it's nice. Everything's from the garden. I thought it would be fun if I grab a peach, see if any of them are ready. Grab a peach and show you guys what it's like when you have peach tree and young kids. How excited they get. So you give them a squeeze and you feel how hard they are. They should have some give to them. These ones are gonna be all. Oh, maybe I can't get one. These ones are up high. Oh, maybe none of them are ready. Oh, this one's good. Got one. perfect. Look at that. Beautiful. Nothing sprayed on this. You know, no chemicals, no nothing. Just beautiful peach. Still hot. It's warm. All right. So peaches are down there, and I figure maybe the dogs are out. We'll stop and grab some blackberries. Blackberries are loaded. So you just give them a gentle tug. That one probably wasn't right. If they come off fairly easy. Let's go find the dogs. Harry, Jenny, Max, come on! Oh, look at them running. Hey, want a blackberry? Come on. Come on. There you go. Yeah, got a peach. Can you hold this?
Yeah.
It's already recording. Alright, so peaches. I just go right into them. Whoa, what the heck? Where is the core? That's interesting.
Well, you cut right through it.
Cut right through the core.
That's interesting.
Never seen that. So anyway, that's how a core of a peach looks.
You're lucky you didn't cut your hand.
Yeah, for real. So this is the seed here. No.
Jackson! Come get some peach!
Fruit tree peach! Not store-bought! Careful. Good?
Yeah.
Good?
Very sweet. Oh my god, I wasn't expecting it to be so juicy. Thanks. Oh man.
Oh, that's good.
Good, Jackson?
Interesting, the core was gone though, right? So this is how a peach pit looks. I don't know if you can see. So you can plant it when it's together, and over time it'll just biodegrade, decompose. So I must have cut right through it. It must have been, I don't know, not intact. Or you can crack them with a nut cracker, and then you plant this. It'll come faster like that. Alright. Alright, so then this is the finished product. Little Parmesan cheese on top. Fill these things, they're freezer safe.
I dropped the spoon in the soup.
Oh.
Can you grab that napkin?
Okay, so I don't know, 7 of those. We still have about half left. So we'll put those in freezer bags. We also have, glass containers we'll put in. One other thing for soup is you want to cool it down as fast as possible from about 180 Fahrenheit that it probably is now, down through to, I believe, roughly 80 degrees Fahrenheit. In between that range, bacterial multiplication happens very, very quickly. So if there's any contamination, bacterial contamination that's falling in that, if the longer it stays in the range of about 80 Fahrenheit to about 180 Fahrenheit is the danger zone. So you want to cool it as fast as possible. So we'll seal these up, run cold water over it in an ice bath, and then we'll stick them in the freezer. One last thing, actually, to seal or not to seal, to can it, we're going to eat these so fast, for this batch at least, that we're not going to bother jarring them. This will be gone this week. So this is just meal prep Sundays. But if we were going to keep these for a long time, you would want to properly sterilize these in a boiling bath, properly seal them, get them vacuum sealed in a can. But because we're just going to eat these this week, we're just going to seal these up, cool them down, and then stick them in the fridge. So we just use these ice packs. So this is the second batch, 7 more. So that's 14 soups. Chicken broth, $2 each. 3 chicken broths, $6. So like 40 cents a meal, like 43 cents a meal. Pretty good. 43 cents a meal for super healthy food. Gonna check the squash. So what are you looking for?
I want to see if it's soft, and it's still kind of hard, so probably another 10 minutes.
So it's been in there for about 35 minutes or so.
It's a pretty big one though.
Yeah.
So this is our spaghetti squash. I think we overdid it just a little, but it'll still taste good. Basically, when they're done, you just take a fork and you just peel away at the squash. And as you can see, it pulls away almost like in a noodle type form for the spaghetti squash. And so I'll put it in this bowl here. We'll add like a little garlic, a little butter, and that's all we're doing to this one, but you can honestly add whatever you want to it. Some people do tomato sauce. You can add pesto. You can honestly put whatever you would put on normal pasta on the spaghetti squash.
I've heard people put brown pepper or brown sugar and paprika,
People
stuff like
can
that.
put whatever they want.
Yeah.
It's basically
Whatever you like.
It's a squash that doesn't have a huge flavor, so whatever you add, it's going to taste great.
Maple syrup would be nice. Yeah, so we needed about 10 more minutes, and then we ate our dinner, which was our soup. So this had been in for another 20 minutes, but it looks okay. Looks still good.
It's a little softer, but it'll still taste good.
So it's forgiving too. Easy recipe and forgiving. Yeah, so this will be another bunch of lunches. So we probably made 20-ish meals today for $6 of chicken broth, and everything else came from the garden. That's pretty nice. And people complain about $300, $400 tomatoes. I don't know what they're doing, but you get covered soil and wood chips and stuff grows. Focus on building your soil and don't fertilize stuff. Let nature do it. And stuff grows, and you make money, and you eat healthy, and you're active, and spend time cooking with people you love. And also me. One thing I just forgot to mention, because we're not canning, but other people might watch this video and can it actually, is after you sterilize your jars and pour into it, let's do this one-handed, and pour into it. You're going to make sure that this is sterilized as well, the lids and the rings. You're going to put it on top. And then you're going to screw this down only to finger tight. So you're only going to go finger tight. And you're going to try to hope, don't let this thing move, the lid move. You're going to let it cool. And when you're going to fill it up to maybe there's only this much airspace remaining. And then you're going to let it cool, and it'll suck that down. You don't want to push it down and fake suck it down, because you want the vacuum to pull it down. Once it's pulled down, and this is the thing that people mess up all the time, and they make mistakes, is you don't want to tighten this ring, because you don't want to mask a failed seal. If you tighten this down, it might seem like it's sealed, but it might not be. The seal might have broke. You can get actually botulism, which is fatal. So when it's done and it's sealed, you want to remove the ring. Actually, you don't need it anymore, and you want to leave it just like this, sealed with just the cap, no ring. And then when you store it, you don't want to store cans on top of cans. So you just want to leave it like this, no ring, and you don't want to stack it. So I hope something in there was new. Join us next time for our next video. Thanks for spending meal prep Sundays with me and my family. Have a good week.